Hi, I'm Pigman from Lewis Clark Brewing Company. I was asked today to give you a little bit of information about the BrandPak solution that we have changed our bottling system over to. And we've converted from the old standard cardboard or paperboard six-pack product that you see most beer in over to a BrandPak solution. The BrandPak solution takes our 12-ounce long neck bottles and actually inserts them into a new form of carrier and then pulls a sleeve over that carrier itself. And it's a brand new way to bottle craft beer. Primarily, some of the main reasons that I decided to go to the BrandPak solution was economics. I mean, I wanted to launch some new brands, and when I started looking at the costs involved in launching some new flavors of my beer, I had to pay for the creation of a new six-pack carrier because the glass I was getting is pre-packed inside of the six-pack carriers. And then I had a storage issue to deal with because I can't store everything on site. We're limited in size here, and so I had to actually have different flavors of beer, empty bottles sitting in carriers, actually stored at an alternate location and then brought over here. So I would call and say, hey, bring me 4 pallets of Scottish ale, bring me 4 pallets of amber. And so that caused some additional costs there. Plus, logistically, it was a little more difficult to deal with. And then when I went to the BrandPak solution, what that allowed me to do is actually decide what the flavor of the beer is going to be when I actually bottle it here in the factory. So I converted my case box to a generic case box that actually does not show the flavor of the beer. Then when we're finished, we actually put a sticker or a stamp on the outside to show what the flavor is. The case box is a little bit smaller, so I save a little bit of money in cardboard costs there, because the fact that the BrandPak takes up less space than you would find in a normal six-pack. So that was one of the primary reasons, was being able to launch additional products and also be able to have just one product in storage, and the flexibility that this system allows me to decide what flavor of beer that's going to be the day I bottle it. Another primary benefit of the BrandPak solution that I've found is it sticks out from the crowd. Right now there's a lot of craft beers, there's a lot of growth in the craft beer industry. So when you look at the store shelves in an average grocery store, there's a lot of different six-packs, and primarily they all look the same. They're in cardboard six-pack carriers with different artwork and things like that. But this really sticks out. When you see this sitting on the shelf, it really makes you think, wow, that's new. There's something different about that. And we've actually seen some really nice growth in our sales, I think primarily because of that, because of the fact that it stands out from the crowd. Another reason I think we've seen some growth in the sales is we've gotten more placements with this package. More placements because it actually saves a little bit of space. When you think of it from a retailer standpoint, space is so valuable, and the way the BrandPak works is it eliminates a lot of the wasted space that a cardboard carrier has. And so really when you start stacking these back to back deep into a shelf, you'll find that you can actually, in many stores, we have an extra six-pack that sits on that shelf, because after 5 or 6 deep, you actually have enough, you've saved enough space that you get one extra six-pack. That's a pretty big deal. Another really nice benefit of this package is the whole thing can be dropped right down into a big old cooler full of ice, and it could sit there all weekend, and then you can pull it right back out again, and you don't have rotten wet paper that's falling apart. You still have a nice strong package, and it looks great as well. And also, when you look at the overall aspect of how much material that is in this package, you'll see that it really is a lot less than you would find in a cardboard six-pack carrier. We're really excited about the fact that we're creating something new. Consumers seem to be real excited about it. I've gotten really no negative response and lots of positive response because of it. Another primary reason why this is such a great package, I believe, and why we're starting to get some nice consumer push on this package is it's environmentally friendly. What I mean by that is the carrier itself is photodegradable, so when it's exposed to UV light it actually falls apart, and so it's not going to get animals tangled up or cause any problems in that regard. Also, when you take a look at the total amount of content of this packaging, when it's all said and done, it takes up very little space and the entire thing is recyclable. So we're really excited about the BrandPak solution from ITW High Cone. Now, we originally started with this package by hand inserting the bottles using a Mum Products tabletop multi-packer, which really allows you to hand insert bottles upside down into the carrier, then pull the carrier off, and then we actually hand pulled the sleeve over these 6-packs. Then we realized really fast that, you know what, we are selling more and more beer. We can't keep up with that much of a manual process. So ITW, Hi-Cone, and CCL teamed up to automate our entire line. And we're going to show you some video of our line and the different machines that are actually involved in that line. But what that's done for me as an owner is actually reduce my labor costs back down to where they were before, which means I can run my entire line with just 2 people. One person loading glass into the front end, and the other person taking finished 6-packs off the back end, inserting them into case boxes, and then stacking those cases on pallet.